Welcome to another episode of Vampyr. Please, have a seat. Get your snacks ready. And enjoy. Addition letter. Mr. Bates must stop. For months. For years, maybe. Cadogan Bates has exploited us. Mr. Bates must stop. If we had more money or proper jobs, we would never rent any of his extortable flats. Mr. Bates must stop. We all know what revolting solution he proposes to the woman who can't pay the weekly rent. Mr. Bates must stop. Let's meet him together soon and demand for an immediate change. I don't know if I can't just read with these teeth or if I just am that fucking dyslexic. Or both. Oh, there's stuff here that we didn't even... Okay, so we are in the white place. We just didn't go here last time. I think.
This is despicable.
Every time. What's in here? Am I going in circles? Oh. Oh. Oh my god, that guy scared
You
me.
had better return to Whitechapel without delay. It will be safer there.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel, because you never are, never have been. The old place is falling to pieces. But thank you for the advice, sir.
Oh wait. Can I upgrade some weapons? Oh, I can. Should I upgrade the hacksaw or... Wait, what has the most damage? I'm currently using the hacksaw, so... Or I mean the hatchet. Okay. Oh, he's not in this office. Oh, okay, we can snoop. Oh, yes, he is. Fuck. Never mind, I'm still gonna snoop. Pembroke Hospital, dear Dr. Swansea, I must inform you of my deepest reservations concerning the Dr. through Strickland and Harvey Fiddick case. Mr. Fiddick has been hospitalized after a severe work injury. He may permanently lose the use of his arms if not treated adequately. Dr. Strickland claims that a surgical procedure may have the man's arms completely. May save the man's arm completely. I say it may also sever its functions for good if complications arise. Our young colleague is an audacious and daring surgeon who might prove a great professional in a few years. But for now, he lacks the skill to perform such a risky procedure. Need I remind you of the mistakes he made in the past? Since Dr. Strickland refuses to listen to me, I strongly advise you to forbid him to perform such a hazardous experiment. Okay? What kind of experiment? Interesting. So he is, like we said, working with some, like, dodgy shit. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, there's another box here.
Here again.
Okay, what was the point of that? Oh my god! Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Oh fuck! Oh my god! That scared the shit out of me. I was like, why is there boss music? I didn't fucking see or hear anybody behind me. What the fuck? Don't you know better than to sneak up on a vampire, Mr. Zombie Vampire? Holy shit. Okay. That woke me up a little bit. Oh, this is the abandoned side of the hospital. I'm not supposed to be here. Prevent influenza. Cover each cough and sneeze with a handkerchief. Walk to work. Do not spit. Drink from your own cup. Avoid crowds. If taken ill, go to the bed and send for a doctor. To make a mask, take a piece of ordinary cheesecloth, 8 by 16 inches. Fold it to make it 8 by 8 inches. Next. Fold this to make by 8 by 4 inches. The cord's about 10 inches long at each corner. Apply over mouth and nose as shown in the picture. Well, again, when was this game made? I think it was 2018. They predicted something. Oh, shit. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get demonetized. Because I don't know if that's still a thing in YouTube. Because, like, I remember even if you said, like, the word, you know, the YouTube would strike you down or whatever. Because I hear shit. They would strike you down just because of people, like, saying wrong information about what was going on at the time. I mean, it's still going on. It's just...
It's locked.
You know, not as severe. What is that? In the name of mercy, they depend on you. Nurses are needed now. I thought this was in, Wait. I got questions. This game's supposed to be set in London, right? Or in England. So why was the mask instructions in inches? Because America's the only one that uses inches. And I doubt they used inches and feet back then. Are they using inches because... I don't know, it's more... I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm an ignorant American that only knows if you were... I mean, I still wouldn't have looked it up. I'm on the other side completely. No, it's here.
You
right?
are going to reveal all your secrets to me.
No respect.
Oh, there he is.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
What? I like how she keeps doing this, like...
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Let's talk to Vampyr.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Have you heard rumors of underhand dealings in the hospital?
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She
I just
knows
did.
everything,
I just did.
especially what she shouldn't.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful.
Oh, a little
Living
romance
proof
going
that
on.
there's hope for me.
Maybe one-sided.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
No. Oh my god. Even if he's willing, like...
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars.
I mean, I understand
Frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
that. You don't know what you're asking for, my man.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Where's the vampire chick? She fled as soon as I started talking to him. There she is.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you now? Yes, I want to.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
No. You are deluded. You think you crave blood, but you have no physical need for it. You have no idea what that is like.
But what am I feeling? It cannot only be in my head. I know my flesh is rotting. I feel it. It disgusts me.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay, so that's interesting. So she saw a vampire feeding, and then she was already ill, so she thought the answer to her illness, her cure, would be to drink blood. And that obviously caused some, like, traumatic thing. Do not cough in public.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough.
Jesus.
Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
I mean, you got a point, but...
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess.
Oh.
You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor.
Blah, 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 cut
She's
this
full of
out.
fanciful tales.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Okay. Who are you?
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
I mean, obviously he's a priest.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
My blanket. Oh, the cold will be my death.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Yeah, I think I said this in the last episode, but a lot of this game is just really talking. We do a lot of talking. That's basically how you progress. So I'm sorry if some of this is boring to you guys. Oh yeah, we had to do find nurse. Okay, we gotta find a nurse, which she is.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor.
That doesn't help me.
Just like the patients.
Can you be any more vague? Okay, we need more hints.
Goodbye,
See, half the
nurse.
time when you
Call
talk
me
to
if
these
you need
people,
assistance.
you need more hints, and the only way for you to get hints, like I said, is by talking to people.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague.
Then who knows?
We're here to save lives.
Like I said, the hint required, hint
Goodbye,
required.
Dr. Tippett.
Okay, let me just collect this shit. He's like, man, people are dying. I don't have time for fucking gossip. Okay. I'm collecting a lot of shit in this episode, though. Is there anybody in here that I can talk to? Hello.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we
Okay.
need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
Well, that's
Good
the
evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
Thank you, Dr. Reed, but you've done enough already. The rest is up to me now.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail in this hospital?
No?
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Man, I'm just... Yes? Can I talk to you?
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
I can't even answer her?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have other concerns right now, Doctor. But I'm fine, thank you.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Right.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital.
Here we go.
What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Have you heard rumors of blackmail going on in this hospital?
Dr. Reed, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Of course not, Mrs. Goswick. I'm just curious.
Well, go be curious somewhere else, please.
Goodbye,
Okay,
Mrs.
I'm
Goswick.
just trying to help. Jesus. Okay, so they charged her for a hospital bed. I guess that's not like you're not supposed to charge for a hospital bed. I don't know how medical shit works, especially, I mean, I don't know about back then, but I know that like health assistance and like health insurance is a lot more affordable and convenient in the UK.
Good
than
evening,
it is in
Dr.
the
Strickland.
US.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Have you heard any talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
I have been.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this
Oh my
operation
God, why are we-
efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation.
Yeah,
His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
I know, I'm sorry. I didn't fucking mean to sound so accusatory. Oh my God.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Thank you for being on my side. I don't like the other doctor. Like, I didn't mean to argue with him.
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir. I need more information first.
All right. What do you want to know?
Why is this?
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital.
I forgot I was still doing this.
I think he went to the sewers on purpose.
Okay.
So I couldn't go after him.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital.
It's right
We
upstairs.
both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
Why don't you go to the hospital and then I'll...
Do you need medical attention, sir?
No thanks, sir. Unless you're able to get rid of every rat in London.
Okay.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. We've dodged death so many times. Oswald, you can't just die like this.
Relax. Don't worry, we're safe.
He keeps saying the same. Okay. Oh, there we
You're
go.
sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Okay. What the hell was all that? I like how he just strolls like that. Can I talk to Nurse Crane? Nurse Dorothy? Oh, she's gone already. Damn, wow, she rolled out of here fast. Damn.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him.
Yeah, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Nothing's going. Okay. Okay, we're good. What the hell?
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
That's the way he came, okay. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. That was quite easy. Can I crawl through this? Okay. Let's go this way real quick. Make sure we didn't miss anything. What the hell? Oh, Jesus.
I have this thirst.
Yeah, we really
blood.
do. We need more blood.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
It's alright, dude. Hey. Are we going the right way? Oh god. Last time? Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
What kind of creature is this?
It's a werewolf, like we've seen before. Jesus. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, we got it. Oh.
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but
If you are sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you come, wherever you're from, come see Dorothea to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Darius Petrescu's house and present this coupon. What the fuck? I don't know what that says. I think that's Italian, or I don't know.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel.
What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Okay. That was quite easy. Shit. Who's saying I can't breathe? Oh wait, we came from here, right? Yeah, we already checked those, so we came from here. Let's go up this way. I'm so lost in these caves. Like, I fucking don't know where I'm going.
I don't want to die here. I want to see the sky, feel the fresh air.
Were you the one that's saying I can't breathe? Sorry, you're alright.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Hey, two birds with one stone.
Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Oh my god, we can feed on him. But I'm not going to. Let's not raise too many suspicions. I mean, I could always tell the guy that he was already dead. You know. But we're also trying to bring our thing up, like our we need to bring our skills as a doctor up. Okay. Okay, the nurse is all the way over here. I hate that we can't teleport or fast travel. Well, where's his friend at? Well, I'm glad that I, did that mission, because at least, like I said, killed two birds with one stone. We helped out the guy and his friend, and we found the note thingy, so we gotta find a nurse now, and she's in another part of town. Alright, let's see if we can craft some stuff, get a good night sleep, or a good day's sleep before we go. Okay. We haven't even used our gun yet, to be honest with you. I keep forgetting that I have a gun. Alright, what shall we upgrade? Blood. Increase your blood capacity. Yeah, I guess so. Let's increase our bite too. Okay, 600. Can we do anything for 500? That's 1,000. It's 2,000. Chapter 2, White Goat. Oh, we're in Chapter 2 already, damn. Learn how to live amongst mortals. That is something you have to learn, my dear Jonathan. I mean, you're doing pretty well so far. Better than I expected you to be honest with you. Even though I am controlling you. Hello.
Crush the leech, boys! Die, vermin!
Blast fire. Oh my god, he broke his leg. Look at how he landed. Oh, that's funny. Oh, there's more here. Hello, boys. Let's dance, shall we?
Weapons ready! Man one!
More shillings, alright? We are so broke. Like I said, from all the shillings that we've been picking up, we are definitely so fucking broke, guys. Oh, hey, this is not locked anymore. That was strange, so it was only locked for that. Okay. Oh. That definitely sounds like a fucking zombie. I swear, these are not vampires, they're straight up zombies. Okay, am I going the right way? No, I'm not. I should have went this way, right? That's okay, we can go through here. Oh. You guys alright?
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes. This neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event.
Are we
Perhaps it
psychiatrists
would
now,
help
Jonathan?
to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
You got buried. It is a soldier's guilt. It was your childhood. I'm guessing.
Perhaps you were trapped or locked in somewhere as a child. The horror of war could have brought this memory back to the surface.
Are you joking? I grew up on a farm, had a bloody fantastic childhood.
Bye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
I am not responsible for everything bad that has happened.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway.
I am a
Thank
doctor.
you enough, sir.
He is a doctor.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears.
Ew.
My fingers, lips.
That's okay. I've eaten quite a lot of rats in my day.
Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh.
That's fucking disgusting.
Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Keep going this way, and then we can take, yep. That wasn't even near me, come on.
We have to stop it!
Okay. Like I said, I've been playing Assassin's Creed, so I'm so, like, used to, using, like, a different combination of buttons to attack. I keep wanting to press, like, right or left trigger. Is this open now? Okay. We going the right way? Yes, we are. And there's... Hello, boys.
Die, vermin! One of them! Its head!
Also, the attack is so slow and delayed. God, I need to feed. I need to find a victim as well before I find the nurse. Oh, okay, my blood is full. Never mind. I think I'm just hungry. Okay. This goes up there. We came from the fucking thing, right? I guess we go through here then. There's no other choice. We gotta go through the building to come out the other side, hopefully. Hopefully there's a door up here that comes out.
Die, vermin!
Oh shit. Second of November from Scout Lewis Cagney, Master Joffrey McCollum, Pembroke Hospital survey vampire activity. Sir, having observed the Pembroke Hospital for 2 weeks now, we can confirm that vampire activity is there. First, we have now proved a presence of a female leech inside the hospital. The beast is clever. She acts like a mental patient to hide her true, unholy condition. I personally sneaked inside the hospital and heard the creature whining about her need for blood since her body is decaying. That's the... But it gets worse. The administration of Providence Hospital is Dr. Swansea. According to our team leader, Melda Tilton, who died yesterday in a fight against the Skull by the Kano, he may be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. If that's true, then there may be something big going on in Pembroke. Maybe even a nest of vampires. Protected by those bloody trailers of the Stole. We don't know what to do, but we are convinced you better come quickly with reinforcements. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, she needs to stop talking about being a vampire. She's drawing more enemies to us, to me. Hello, boys.
Kill him! Christ!
Is that all you got? You boys got? That's pathetic. Yeah, we gotta keep going straight. We've already been here, though. This is where I fed on that other dude.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
Hello, man.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
You sound like a scam.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Oh, she's only lost files. Okay. I don't know why the fuck we bought all of that and wasted all of our shillings, but you know what? Fuck it. And she doesn't seem like the right victim either. Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but yours.
What the fuck?
That would help my business, because I say a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Okay.
I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
Oh, I know.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you.
We can mesmerize him. He seems like the right candidate. Follow the blood, they said. I love how the music gets louder. sir. I'm sort of like a vigilante, to be honest with you.
Was I that evil to deserve such punishment? My only regret is that no one will mourn me. For I have never been loved.
Oh, you gotta, okay. You cleaned that up real nice, Jonathan. Okay. I mean... I love the music.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr.
Let me in.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
And how are we gonna do that? He's got bronchitis. There's the nurse. Hello, Miss Dorothy.
Strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
It's locked. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius.
Okay.
Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Okay. Church is that way? Question mark. Am I going the right way? No.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Okay. Blame the migrants.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
What's wrong with that?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis. Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus
Who's
Joe
that?
to most.
In the background.
And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Yeah, like I said, the more you... Oh, hey, it's her.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Could this be the scarf you lost, Miss Popper?
It is much more than a scarf to me. It is the only thing that connects me to my family
I
and
found
my
her
country.
scarf, but
Thank
okay.
you so much.
Oh, I already talked about North... Okay.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Got a point.
Goodbye, miss.
I would
Take
love
care
to
of
help you,
yourself as
darling,
best you
but
can.
I can only help somebody who wants to help themselves. The ultimate decision is yours. Is that a journalist?
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry,
Oh.
I'm new to Whitechapel.
Wait a second, are they recycling characters in this? Because he looks exactly like the ambulance driver.
To read. The
Or am I
famous
crazy?
surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man.
I mean, he
He's
died.
very
That was the guy that
Never
died
goes
by the
out.
werewolf in the
Doesn't seem to
cave
have any
thing,
friends
right?
or family.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly
I'm
did.
so confused
I
with
followed
these
him,
characters.
but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really?
I'm really bad with names.
How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Oh, God.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in our country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Excuse me?
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
That's a journalist? Okay. Okay, we gotta go this way. Find the mailbox. Is this the mailbox? My dearest, most beloved children, I am so sorry that you have heard from me, that you have not heard from me for a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it might sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war. But there's also war going on here in England. A war against poverty and against injustice. This is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I'm writing to you today. I won't be coming back to Romania. That probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now, and you have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we sometimes must accept to make the world a better place. This is one I must make now, to feel useful one more time. I wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me. I remember that your father loves you all the way from this cold, damp country. I am, as ever, your loving father, Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Okay. While we're here, let's go investigate the other one,
Good
shall
evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
The more investigation we make...
I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
I already fed, don't worry. Why is she not talking? Can
I
she...
know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Is she mute? So she can't talk?
Very well. Goodbye then.
Okay. Okay, where am I going now?
Step back, sir! Look lively! It's on to us!
Hello.
On back to the shadows!
Oh shit.
This man stunned me with his crucifix. This is not good news.
We attacked before he could, Jonathan. He didn't really stun me with this crucifix. We attacked before he could, because I remember last time we died during that. You smell a flower bouquet with a voucher for a free medical checkup between the flowers. If you are sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from, come see Dorothea to get help. No tricks, no charges. Okay, this is the same.
Some trickery.
Now here we go. Hello. Poor sad creature. I love how it was just defending itself, like, hey, don't hit me. Wait, I should probably equip my gun, right? I mean, these are not actual zombies, so it's not like if I shoot one of them. Okay, offhand. Okay, we need to equip this.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir.
I knew it.
Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Okay.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
Treatment for cold required. Why?
I will see you later.
Why can't I give him the medicine? Okay, that's
I'll
weird.
leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Some of us come to...
I feel bad. I straight up told him, like, do you need medical assistance? And he was just like... She's like, oh,
Hello
shit.
again, miss.
She's like, shit, oh, here he is again. Oh, I didn't get
Very
the
well.
other hint.
Goodbye, then.
Can I mesmerize her? Hold on.
Hello again, miss.
Oh, I can't. There we go. What's with the
Mr.
sound?
Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Thank you, sir.
It's locked.
You can't break it in. He's like, where the fuck did he go? I'm stealing all your shillings, sir.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Okay.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
My father left us, too.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
I like his accent.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Oh, there are sick people here indeed. Where's the nurse? First, let's search her shit. Story of my life. Okay, there is an upstairs.
I need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
Oh!
What can I do, Doctor?
Do we have any anesthetic? I must perform,
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
Shit. That's okay, we will save a life.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you alright, Doctor?
You already fed it. It's okay. Jonathan, control yourself.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Can I heal him with vampire blood?
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
I don't know, I'm not a real doctor! Lost him. Oh, shit. Was there a chance to saving him? Can I redo that? Was there a chance to save him? I don't think so. I can't.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
I was trying to help.
This was not an
excuse me very much.
influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I don't come here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
You can't carry on with this, or I've come to stop the blackmail. Let's be nice. I've come to stop the I mean, if she's trying to save people without a charge, I mean, that's better, right?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Never mind.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Charm, you will forget about all this.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Or mesmerized. What the hell was that? What the fuck? Can I fucking help
One
it?
of them!
How did you get in here?
There's one of them vermin!
I feel bad for the nurse, truly, but she is blackmailing everybody. Like, fuck. It does need to stop. Okay, we gotta go back to the hospital now.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Interesting. We came through this way before, but he didn't have anything to say last time. Wasn't there blood here?
Kill it, boy!
What the fuck? Oh shit.
Crush the leech, boys!
Okay. Ooh, that was a close one. Jesus. And I here was helping you, you fucking bitch.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
The treachery.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you.
Okay, so
You have proven your loyalty, so,
it all comes
as a
to a
friend,
circle.
please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or
I
your
do.
current
I do
situation,
indeed.
I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
So, obviously she's not my maker.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
He's an elder. Yes, how are vampires?
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
So I drank his blood, or he force-fed me his blood. Right.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
So lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York.
I'm right here, sir. How rude of you to talk to me while I'm passing by. Even if it is a compliment.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Oh, I had a sneaky suspicion that it was something to do, like maybe a vampire attacked him. But, because, I mean, it can't all be coincidence, right? Because there's a vampirism epidemic and then there's a flu epidemic. First, we must rest, Jonathan. I must upgrade you. Let's get the blood spear, shall we? Defense? Wait, coagulation. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. Ooh, okay. Yes, let's upgrade this one more. Okay, we still have 600p. Okay, sure, that sounds good. Can't wait to test out my new powers the following night. Disappearances in Whitechapel. Reports of mysterious disappearance having escalated in the past week. Oh, it has been reached the point where witnesses have to queue before re-encountering their testimonies to an officer. Although this phenomenon appears to be a nationwide occurrence, the statements of the last 24 hours have converged around a single area in the country, Whitechapel, London. Yes, once more. The despised and loathed East End is left to struggle on its own, continuously overlooked by the authorities. Even while numerous families from the district report the unexplained disappearance of relatives and neighbors, what has happened to these missing individuals? Where are they? The only link between them seems to be their health and their need for urgent medical attention. Until recently, it was a local secret that only the place to get help was a discreet dispensary managed by unidentified Good Samaritans. But the place now seems to be closed and no one has any news from that facility. Will the missing persons go to a more secret place? Have they been more discreetly moved to an office one day soon? Okay. So that made the newspaper. Oh. Have I made a bad choice in telling her to stop with the thing? I mean, I needed to find out what more, the vampire shit. You know, I needed to find out more about my makeup or any, but that really wasn't worth it. I mean, actually it was, because now we found out, in this world at least, how vampires are truly created. Alright, thank you everybody so much for watching. We will continue this on later on. If you like this video, hit that like button with your paw, and I will see you in the next video.